Coach, big 38-16 win over the Citadel today. Talk about you set your team up last week that you needed some energy coming into this week, and their goals were still ahead of you. What did you get from them today?
The kids did a good job. This is a hard place to come play, first of all, and I thought the Citadel kind of was the Citadel today. You know, old school, run the ball, you know, eat up the clock. I mean, the first quarter was over, you know, before we could blink. I think we probably had 4 offensive plays because we didn't do a good job on offense, and they stayed out there. So I think they took the lead 10 to 7. It was big to get the touchdown for the half. And I thought, you know, we were able to play complimentary football there. We did the little pooch punt. I think we downed it on about the 1-yard line. Defense held them. Offense got the ball right back. And then we scored with 30 seconds to go to take the lead. So that was a big deal right before the half, because we were going to get the ball first in the second half. And I'm trying to remember the first series, the second half, I think we kicked a field goal. So we did have a good drive there. And then the defense, you know, caused turnovers. And so we started having some short fields. We were able to score and separate, get it to 38-10, I believe. You know, and then we had some backups in there. They went down and scored, but the game was under control then. And, you know, so obviously Ken Standley came up big with a pick six. Richie Coffey coming up with a fumble return. I think Tavion had an interception. Was there another turnover? I'm trying to remember. I don't think we gave up a turnover. You know, I'd like for us to be a little tougher on 3rd and 1 and get that first down. They held us right there and we had to punt. But we made enough plays to get it done. And we separated in the second half because I knew this was going to be challenging. And we challenged the kids at halftime, just, hey, we got to go out and play our kind of ball. And we were able to separate. So I thought Ty James made some plays. Thought Al had some good physical runs. Obviously, Carter's playing solid right now. Brayden Smith having a big play. I mean, that was an explosive play. You could see what kind of speed he has. You know, and then, you know, Dev set us up, you know, with a big punt, you know, good punt return there. Got tackled by the kicker. The punter had to give him a hard time about that. But that's complimentary football, right? Defense causing some turnovers, having some returns, having short fields, them having long fields. Because I think we pinned them again down there inside the 5 in the second half on a punt. It's just hard, man. It's hard to execute 95 yards, right? So complimentary football, kids did a good job. So sets us up for a big game next week.
Let's talk about you guys finished 3-2 on the road in the regular season. It's just the second time that this team had a winning record at home.
Well, one of those losses was Ole Miss. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, obviously you guys have been road warriors this year, and how has that contributed, and what kinds of things have you felt from your team?
Kept us in the hunt.
Yeah.
Obviously 2 big road wins here in a row. Keeps us in the hunt. You know, and the bottom line is you got to go win now. Got to get home, beat a good team. That's the way it should be.
I counted up 20 turnovers last 6 games that you guys have forced. I mean, obviously that's a calling card for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we weren't doing that at the beginning of the season, and we've been able to do that, and I think that's really jump-started. Our defense is playing with a lot of confidence, and our offense is playing with more confidence, and that sure helps when you get some short fields and you're able to make some plays. We overcame a penalty one time down there inside. You know, we scored and they called holding, which backed us up, and you know, so we overcame some mistakes. So it is causing turnovers. I mean, if you win the turnover battle, you're gonna have you know, especially if you win it by 3, you're probably gonna win. You know, so we did that today.
In your mind, as a head coach and having seen this team all year long, how well are you guys playing?
We're playing really good at times. Yeah. We're not as consistent as I would like us to be on offense. We have some young guys in some places that do some really good things, and then there's a bonehead moment or two. It's just continuing to grow the consistency. It's improved throughout the whole season, especially offensively. But still, we have some moments in there where we got to make sure we're doing exactly what we're coached to do. You know, and there's some in it, you know, where you're going, guys, that's unacceptable. You did really good here. We got to eliminate this and be consistent with it. That to me is the biggest thing, and being focused, and let's see if we can have attention to detail this week, have great preparation. The kids want to. You know, sometimes it's the maturity and the experience, and but a lot of these guys have been in this game the last couple years where we've been literally one play away, and at some point you gotta break through. I mean, I think about University of Georgia just couldn't get past Alabama, and then when they did, the floodgates opened, right? And that confidence in those moments. So I believe in our guys. They're hungry, they're confident. It's just got to prepare and then play really good for 3 hours next week.
How much does last year's game factor into the prep in the motivation?
I don't know. I mean,
for this week?
It's always a factor when you have the same coaching staff,
Right.
Year in and year out. They have the same, obviously, head coach. Coach Hatcher does a great job running the air raid offense. Same defense coordinator, which I thought that guy made a huge difference in their program last year when they won the league. Just a change of attitude defensively over there. So he does a great job. And obviously we got the same coaching staff. So you when you're game planning, you're kind of, okay, we kind of did this last year. How do we tweak it? How do we do this? What do we keep doing? That's one of the hard things about when you play everybody in the conference, okay? We ain't got subdivisions. Every year, we're going to play every team in the league, and you get to know each other. And it's difficult because those chess matches, those matchups every year, where you see each other all the time. So it's hard to sneak anything by each other. So that's one of the great things about our league, and what makes our league, I think, really tough is that everybody plays everybody. So I think we got a great league. I think it's a league that ought to get four teams in the playoffs. That's just what I think. I think we have good teams. But we'll see how all that goes.
And the final note I'll throw you today: matched the school record with 7 Division I victories again.
Oh, nice. Yeah, good.
So
let's get 8.
Talk about the growth of your program. I mean, this second year in a row now, you guys are put yourselves in a position to make the FCS playoffs.
Yeah, third. I mean, it's. I'm proud of how far we've come. Okay, I really am. But I ain't gonna be happy unless we're in the playoffs. I'm just not. I mean, I expect to be there. I expect to have good football teams. We work really hard. I believe in our culture and the way we do things. And I expect to be competing to be a conference champion and be in the playoffs every year. I'm not ever going to change that. I'm not going to be happy in a season that doesn't happen. I'm going to enjoy the processes, and I love the kids. But winning is a habit, that we're creating here. But it's still, as you climb this mountain, I told the kids it's hard. You got to climb back to a certain point. What we have now. Now, are you going to push it on over? And it's time to do that. So I believe in them. I know they can do it. They got to go get that done. And I believe they're going to do that next weekend.
Brayden, talk about practice this week. Coach set up last week. You guys need to come with some renewed energy this week. What did you feel in practice this week leading up to this game?
I felt focused. We were all had the same goal at the end of the day. We want to beat Citadel. We knew we wanted to beat Citadel. We know next week we want to beat Sanford. So coming out Monday, we come focused. Tuesday, more focused. Wednesday, as the week goes on, we're coming out harder every single day, trying to win the game on Saturday.
And talk about those first couple of possessions today. Didn't have much going, but what kind of adjustments did you guys make to move into the third quarter?
They came out in a slightly different defense than what I believe we were planning. They were switching up a lot of different coverages and adjustments over time, seeing what worked and what didn't work. We were able to pick and find plays in their defense that were open, led to us winning big.
Talk about, we'll talk to Ken Standley here in a second, but talk about his interception and how that gets you guys fired up offensively.
That was a great start to the game. And then we came out and, first drive of the game, interception, pick 6. That's a game changer. That just changed momentum completely on our side, and I feel like that helped us tremendously at the end of the game.
Now, a lot of guys go throughout their career without 50-yard runs, let alone a 50-yard touchdown run. You've been on the verge of breaking through so far this season. You finally got one today. How did it feel?
It felt great. I love to give credit to Ty and Dale for blocking on the edge. Great. Left it one-on-one with me and the safety, and made him miss, and off to the races.
Talk about next week in practice. What's the energy going to be like with this team? Homecoming week, big game against Stanford come up. What's the energy going to be like?
It's going to be exceptionally awesome. I don't know what word to use, but we're going to be focused every day during the week and set the record straight with Sanford.
Okay, probably one of the major strong points of this team right now is the defensive effort that you guys are turning in. Talk about the defense. I mean, you gave up a bunch of yards last week. You were able to force 6 turnovers. You were able to force 3 more turnovers today. What's that defensive energy like right now, and what are you guys bringing into games?
It's it's been just a new developed sense of urgency, so to speak. Anytime we can get the offense, I believe I said this last week, anytime we can get the ball in the offense's hands as many times as possible, the outcome of the game will be better in our favor, so to speak. And we knew the offense would have limited possessions, given that Citadel offense like to stay on the field and chew clock and run the ball and things of that nature. So turnovers were crucial in this game, and so they were a very big focal point coming into this week.
Talk about the Citadel. Barring that first drive, we'll come back to that in a second. But they were able to string together long drives, conversion third downs. What kind of adjustments did you guys make after that first drive?
It was just being more dialed into our keys. You know, it was a little maybe lack of discipline, so to speak, not paying attention to our keys. But after the half, we were able to see what they were going to set on as far as plays that they felt comfortable running, plays that they thought they might have had something in the first half. So made adjustments on fits and things of those nature, and we were able to stifle the run, force 3 and outs, and things of those nature.
Obviously, we got to go back and talk about your big play in this game, opening possession, you step in front of a pass, return 27 yards for a touchdown. How did that feel, and what kind of energy do you think it brought to the sideline?
I mean, it was a great moment. Anytime we can score on defense is great, but anytime you can get a turnover in the first series of the game, it just transcends the energy. We got a lot of momentum off that, and it's just great to do it. Anytime we can get a turnover, it's always awesome.
Now you're closing in on the end zone. That pylon's getting closer and closer. You sort of time your jump there at the end.
Yeah, see, I thought it was gonna get cut off, so I was gonna try to cut back, but that lets you know I'm not a running back. My specialty is defense.
So let's talk about the way this team's playing right now. I mean, you got your goals still way ahead of you. Sanford, win over Sanford next week, likely puts this team into the playoffs. What kind of energy are you guys bringing to practice next week?
I mean, it's been the same energy for the last couple weeks. You know, like I said earlier, it's been a sense of urgency, not taking things for granted, grasping a hold of our opportunities, and just being grateful for what we have because it could be gone so quickly. So it's just being grateful, taking days, day by day, not looking too far ahead in the future because you can get blinded by it a lot of times. So we're going to treat this game just like any other game. But it's a big game, but we're going to treat it like any other game.
Yeah, talk about this game. How much does last season weigh on y'all's mind going into prep for that next week?
I mean, we left last season with a bad taste in our mouth playing Sanford last year. So it's kind of some bad blood, so to speak, there. So we're going to be real. Not to say we weren't dialed in any other week, but I feel like we're going to be dialed in all 3 phases, special teams, defense, offense, in this game.